Hey Blurdies, check it out. I'm wearing my Tiana t-shirt. I welcome back to Face Butterfly Blog. So guys, it's been a bit of a different kind of week. I hope you guys are following me on social media. Thank you guys so much. And be sure to scan these QR codes for the Insulin Defense and the Safe Hearts collection, which I'm going to tell you about at the end of this video. So please watch to the end. So I'm going to get started. This week was a little bit different, and you'll see. So on Monday, I just want to, sorry, I'm going over my notes. Monday, yeah, it was a small group. I didn't have that many kids that came in, but so it was a little bit more, kind of like easy going a little bit. And I did two activities. The first activity that I did was the paper plate dance. I actually tried to have the kids sit at the table and, wave the plates, but, children are children. They're going to get up, they're going to move around, they're going to walk around, they're going to be, going around, waving the plates around, but they were still having fun. They were engaging, and they were getting that energy out, which is a big thing. And that went outside beforehand, so I still think the kids were still had that energy that they still had when when they were outside. So they were still kind of like hyped up, which no problem, perfect for paper plate dancing. Am I right? Also, we did the bubble foam. So the canned bubble foam that like the Mr. Bubble foam. There's different kinds actually, and I just sprayed it on the table, and the kids have fun just smearing it around, rubbing on their hands. I have one little friend, like they always ask for more, even though they still got foam on the table. But they were having fun and they enjoyed. But the biggest thing that happened this day was that we had a lot of friends who really, really like hitting. Sorry, I'm fixing my headband a little bit. They really, really like to hit. And, I had one little friend, she didn't hit before, but I was changing her and she kept on hitting my arm and just laughing. I would be like, gentle hands, that's enough. You can't be hitting on my arm like that. It just kept on going, kept on going. It just made trying to change her even longer. She kept on hitting my arm and she was just laughing, thinking it's silly. Like, I understand that, children, they, especially children at that age, they're not really trying to purposely hurt you. They just don't really understand. They think it's fun, think it's silly. So it's just another lesson of teaching gentle hands. Tuesday was actually a stressful day for me. Like I didn't know whether it was because I kind of came in a little bit upset, or it was, just the mood of the day, or if it's because it was a water day, because on water day, things takes a little bit longer. Like, we have to get kids, dressed in their water stuff, if there's kids who don't have like a swimsuit, make sure they have like extra clothes, because even if you try to keep kids away from the table, some of them are going to still come to the table anyway. And I think that was kind of the mindset that kind of got to me. Like, I had like two friends, they usually have extra clothes, so I'd be like, okay, they're going to have their fun, and then we're going to change into their extra clothes. But one of the friends who I thought had extra clothes, he did not, so we had to give him like a extra t-shirt, and he was just basically wandering around like in a t-shirt that made it look like he was a member of a choir, basically. Like, he was just walking around with the t-shirt, just that, like, past his knees. It kind of swamped him a bit, but we managed to make it work, and he was pretty okay throughout the rest of the day. But I think another reason why that it was a stressful day was because that I had two kids. The ones I mentioned about had the church choir t-shirt. He was, really upset. He was a little sad. Like, he had fun outside, but then in the afternoon, he just seemed to be like really upset and as lively. And I discovered the next day is that he was teething. So it kind of made me a little bit sad that even though he wasn't like running around as much, he was one of the kids I'm still kind of working with. And even though he wasn't, running around, jumping around as much, like he liked to get up at nap time and, run around and wander. Like, even though he wasn't doing that as much, I didn't like the fact that the reason why he wasn't doing that type of behavior was because he was very uncomfortable and upset with his back teeth growing in. So that was something I wanted to keep in mind. Another thing that had contributed to the day just being a little sad was that I had a little friend who wasn't feeling very well. We thought that she just, was just really upset. And then we, found out that, she had, had basically, had a bit of, I'm just going to say that she threw up. And so, we cleaned up everything. We disinfected everything. We had her laid down. We notified her parents and just let them know that's how she was doing. And we just, was just hoping that, she'd get well soon and get better. It's just, it always sucks whenever you have a kid and, they're not having a very good day, especially if they're not feeling very well. So we try to be, I guess, understanding, calm as possible, and make sure that other kids who don't really quite understand what's going on, try to be respectful towards that, or at least, make them try to leave that child alone, and and hope that they feel better. So Wednesday was a little bit better. I did two activities with the group. They first did crumple it, and you could do this activity with any type of paper. It probably work a little bit better if you had like newspaper or magazine paper. But I decided to use construction paper because one, it is something that I have plenty and ready available in my class, and two, I think the kids really enjoyed it. Like whenever I have in construction paper, the first thing they do, they try to grab sheets and toss them around. So I was like, why not just play with the construction paper? Fold up the construction paper. Some of them start tearing it up. I was like, okay, you can crumple it up or you can tear it up. And well, they really tore it up because it was a lot of construction paper all around my table. And then after that, we did a soft and hard activity. You could do this one. The way I did it is that I had like a little sensory box, like cloth box, or you could use like a regular shoe box or, a large bin. And then I just put like hard toys as well as like soft plushy toys or like puppets or like one of the dancing like music silks. And the kids just take out and, see with different types of toys and see. And you can also do this if you have two separate bins labeled soft or hard, and you put hard toys on one side and soft toys on the other, and just let the kids touch around and feel the different textures and the different types of toys. But this is a room that I think that happened. That is something that haven't happened in a long time. Was that it was very messy, and it was just like toys everywhere. But it was also had to account for the paper being around everywhere. So with that, I just have to keep in mind and be patient that yes, kids make messes. I have to be very understanding with that, and also have to practice more of that routine of singing the cleanup song. It works. Some of my kids are picking up and cleaning up. But I have to remember that for next time and do it more often. And finally, Thursday was actually a really great day because I did an activity I was looking forward to doing the entire week, and that was splat painting. I'm pretty sure you guys seen an example of this on my social media. Also, I just want to let you guys know, thank you so much for following me. And I see a couple followers on my social media. Be sure to follow me on social media. I have the link located within my bio and also in the description of this video. Please follow me, please, please. And so we did splat painting. What I did was that I poured the paint on the paper and then had the kids hit it with the fly swatter. Yes, very messy. And I had to clean up the art table when I was done. But still, the kids had fun. Another way you could do this, which is less messy, is that might be pouring a little bit of paint inside on a plate or like a little bowl, have them dip the fly swatter into the paint, and then they swap around the paper. But the kids still had fun. Even kids, we had to share and take turns with the number of fly swatters we had. But there were kids who were still having fun because they were able to mix around the paint if they didn't, have a turn with the fly swatter. So everyone had a chance with fly swatter. Everyone made really great splatter art, and I'm going to hang it up in my room when I get the chance. And finally, on Friday was actually different because it was actually Professional Development Day. So the biggest thing that we did was just collaborate with another team from another location, and we did went over like policies and that we just reviewing over policies for licensing purposes. We did the tour of the school. We did some fun team building activities, including this game called Catchphrase, which I had to look it up. I have to look it up and to get my own one. Like it was so much fun, and I wanted to try it again. And then we had like a really nice breakfast, very great lunch, and also we got to chance to clean up our classrooms a little bit more than we were able to. Like our rooms are not neglected. We make sure to clean everything, every day. But we were able to get that real deep cleaning that we don't really often get to do. Like we usually do it like our deep cleans on Fridays, but I think we were able to go and clean up and also straighten up any areas that we thought may have neglected or didn't really have time to get to dedicate as much time that we want to, due to us like following around kids, making sure that they're safe the entire time. So that's pretty much my week. I'm so glad that you guys, got to watch this video and let you know like what the process of how things are going on at the school for me, any things that I've learned, things that I tried out, and now I'm going to be telling you guys about Safe Heart.
Hey Blurties, I want to share something every parent, grandparent, and caregiver should know about. The Safe Hearts collection from Damsel in Defense. Safe Hearts is an award-winning line of tools that help you teach kids about body safety, boundaries, and how to recognize unsafe situations in a way that is age appropriate and not scary. The collection includes colorful yet insightful storybooks, as well as other items including dish sets, a family board game, a puzzle lunchbox, and a fun Heart Defender's badge for your little Heart Defender, all designed to spark important safety talks with your kids while keeping it light and approachable. These products don't just protect children, they empower them to speak up and stay confident in any situation. And here's the best part. Proceeds from every Safe Hearts purchase help fund child trafficking prevention and recovery programs. So your purchase truly makes a difference. If you want to learn more or grab your own set, just scan the QR code right here and click on the link in the description or my bio to head to the Safe Hearts online store. Let's protect little hearts with big lessons in safety.
All right, Blurries. I'm so glad you followed me. So glad you checked out my video. And be sure to follow me on all social medias. If you have any ideas, anything that you want to share, put it in the comment section of this video or any of my comment sections as well. Just follow me on all my social media. Check out Safe Hearts. You can check out these QR codes. Or if you're looking for anything that's from Damsel, check these out as well. But really, check out Safe Hearts for my parents and caregivers out there. Remember to stay blessed and blurful, and also to fear less, care more. Have a great weekend.